And it's Julie the Paper Bag Lady 1 again. I think this is the end. After I've laid everything out, then I glue it together. And then I have what we have here, which is album after album, decorated and ready to roll. Now, these do not yet have covers. Let me pull one out here for you so you can see. I'll move these. I have 4 bins of albums that are actually finished. And I'm kind of going to just pull some out of them so you can get an idea of some of the different styles and themes. So, wait, am I in camera? Yes. So here we have this one. This is just a basic mats, no pockets. And I use some metal, burlap, some twine. I stamped some images and coffee dyed flowers. And like I said, the covers, I didn't do any of the covers on these yet. I do not like covers. Not one smidgen. I don't like to do covers. So I haven't done them yet. So they're waiting. So there's that one that's kind of like garden-y, earthy kind of thing. Here we have, let me pull this one out. I'm not a big fan of Halloween, but here we have Halloween ones. We use creepy cloth on here. Am I in the camera? Not really. This is such a bad angle. Here, let me move it closer. Ah, that's better. Now you can see. We have Halloween type thing here. Let's see, what else do we have here? Let's pick something bright and cheerful. Oh, this one actually does have a cover. Ooh, I lied. I did some covers. This one, these are pin backs that I actually pinned through the flowers. This is a pretty basic style album. This one doesn't have a mat, just a pocket on this side. And ribbons. So, something bright and colorful for a little girl. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, here we go. This is something for a little boy. Boys are hard because you can't just slap flowers all over everything. So this one, it's kind of like a toys kind of thing. Here we have a little charm, the yo-yo, that sort of thing. Boy ones tend to be a little simpler too. I mean, like they end up looking simpler because, like I said, you can't just embellish the heck out of them like you can some other things. Here is one. Whoopsies. I'll just pull part of it out. Here's one that has a pocket on one side. We use some metal butterflies in that and some little bit dimensional flowers. So after I've gotten all these done, my goal will be to make covers for all of them, and then I will adhere them to the paper bags, which is not difficult. I have to iron all the bags, fold them. If I decide to have them sewn, I'll have my mother sew them. Otherwise, I will just punch holes and tie them. Here's one. This is actually one that was made from a 6x6 paper pad. It wasn't larger papers that were cut up, and this is kind of a girly theme. We've got the little girl charms, and we got the butterflies and the little coat hangers and stuff like that. So you can see there's a lot of different styles going on here. Here's one. I showed this one to Monica, and she kind of was like, "Whoa, what did you do?" Because I ended up actually using bling and rosettes, which I hardly ever use. So, like I said, I'm not pulling the whole thing out, but it gives you an idea of, basically, I end up doing a lot of the same style. I mean, but most of my albums are basically, the layout is very much the same, at least when I'm making them for production. Either 2 mats, or a mat and then a pocket, or 2 pockets. And then pretty much the same style throughout, because that's what's easy to do. And when you have to make as many as I do, this is what this is the easy way. When I do a show, I like to have at least 100 albums with me. Ideally, I would have closer to 150, and I'm doing a big show this fall that I'd like to have even more for, so that's why I'm making so many right now. Yeah. And then these, I haven't put the tags. I have to coffee dye the shipping tags on some of them, like this one that I just showed you here, like this girly one. When I do the shipping tags in the top, I actually have all different kinds of stamps with girly and Parisian things on it. I don't know if that's not the Parisian one. Maybe it is, I don't know. I've made so many they all blur together. That I'll stamp images on the tags. Sometimes I'll stamp journaling spots on the tags. But that will happen after I take a day and dye and starch and iron about a gazillion shipping tags. So that kind of gives you hopefully an idea of how I go about putting my albums together. I didn't really want to do here I'm going to make the whole thing and speed it up, because honestly, when I make an album, my studio is a chaotic mess. This is not my workspace. My workspace is behind me, where you saw the one that was laid out that I had the buttons and the doilies on. But usually all over here, I will have open bins of flowers, of brads of metal. Like for example, when I use this metal here, like this is the bronze, no, this is the copper. I have 2 bins of copper embellishments, like those jewelry trays like I showed you. Here. Like this. I have 4 that are all bronze. So when I'm doing bronze, I've got 4 of them set out all over the place. If I'm doing buttons, I have drawers all over the place with buttons in them. If I'm doing brads, I have 3 different ones with brads, small ones and large ones and fancy ones. If I'm doing flowers, here, let's go for a small walk. I haven't done a studio tour for a while. I have to do that. As you can see right there, see all those flowers? Those are all in bins by color. So I will, depending on, like for example, when I did this album, I used a lot of different colors of flowers. So I had a lot of bins spread all over the place. So because I tend to sprawl when I make things, I think that it would be very, very difficult for me to do a process video, like start to finish making an album, because I would frankly be tripping all over the camera. I would be, because I'm walking all around the studio all the time. Whoops, let's go back. So as you can see, like that's where I work. I generally have things sprawled there. I have things sprawled on there usually. I also often, let's go back again, have bins and things sprawled all over the floor. Sometimes on my chair, although there's nothing on the chair right now. So hopefully this gives you an idea of how I put my albums together. When I do the paper bags, I simply iron them, fold them, and then either my mother sews them together, or like I said, I punch holes and then string it with a ribbon. Sometimes I use book rings. Sometimes I do the hidden hinge binding system, but that takes a long time. So when I'm mass producing, I tend to just go with the simple route. So if anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask them. I hope that these videos were somewhat helpful to you. They might not be the most helpful if you make everything individually and have a lot of stuff going on in your albums. I can make albums like that, and sometimes I do. I tend to do that more so when I make a custom album. But when I'm mass producing for shows, it's a simple layout. There's not a lot necessarily going on in the albums, but if you use different papers, different embellishments, different all kinds of things, you can have the same basic layout and get wildly different looks. So anyway, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.